Hi Capricorn, I want to welcome you to Yellow Cardinal Tarot with me. My name is Carol, and Capricorn, this is going to be a mid-month October 2024 reading for you. And we're going to be doing a check-in. And so I'm going to be looking at, first of all, what pattern is showing up in your life right now that needs healing. So it'll be something that you've seen before. It's coming up again. And so in order to figure out, what's going on, what needs healing, we need to look at what's driving it, what's impacting it. And so we're going to be doing a little bit of a deep dive into your shadow. And your shadow, is all those things you've pushed down, repressed when you were younger, as a child, as an adolescent. And so we're going to do some shadow work in this second part of it. And so if you're unfamiliar with the term shadow or shadow work, I've left a really good video in my description box below. And on that video, it's called My Powerful 4-Step Guide to Shadow Work. And that video is all about facing your own shadow. And it's taken from my other channel called Carol Cares. And that's a channel where I have a lot of other videos to help you with your own healing journey that we're all on, even though we don't know it. But yeah, so once we figure out, what's in your shadow, that really is what needs healing, that it's driving this pattern again for you. So, and then we're going to finally, ask the tarot for some guidance. And it's going to be, guidance to begin to heal this. It's not going to be a magic cure for you. But it definitely will be something that's going to put you on the right track as to what you need to do with this, especially if you resonate with this this reading. And so, and I'll also provide you with a couple more playlists that are gonna help you, and they're taken from Carol Cares, and they'll be more specific to what you need to heal in your reading. And also, or I might provide you with the October reading that if you haven't seen it yet. Depends on what the tarot suggests here. And I think that's it. So we're going to be, I'm going to start off with the Curious Travels Tarot deck. Pull 3 cards from that for the 3 sections. And then I'll clarify it with the Tarot Grand Lux. And I do want to let you know, I've pre-shuffled both of these decks already, by the way. And I do want to let you know that if you are interested in a personal reading from me, if especially if this you're finding that this really resonates with you, and you'd kind of have something that's more personal, well, I've left a link for you in the description box below, and it's also in the my comment section, and you'll find a link that's going to take you to carolcares.com, my website. And it'll take you directly to my Yellow Cardinal Tarot page, and there's going to be about 6 or 7 readings on there. And if you've been following me since I started less than a year ago, all the readings I've been doing on here are going to be, like the readings that you see on that page will definitely be ones I've covered here on this channel. All right, so let's begin with asking the tarot now for 1 card for what pattern is showing up in Capricorn's life. Just gonna put that back in. All right, so you have the Page of Wands in reverse. What aspect from your shadow is driving this pattern here that's showing up? You have the 9 of Cups in reverse. And what advice does the tarot have for Capricorn to begin to heal this pattern that's showing up? 1 card. You have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. All right, so let's clarify these with the Tarot Grand Lux. Just gonna mix it up. I think I did shuffle it, pretty sure I did, but part of me is going, okay, let's just mix it real quick. This is how I shuffle my cards, by the way. Not that I can't shuffle, I can, but it's just I like to protect them, and this is the best way to make sure that they are shuffled. Like I can do the but yeah, I don't want to ruin my decks. Okay, so let's have some clarifiers for the Page of Wands. 2 to 3 cards, please. And one more. So behind the Page of Wands, you got the 7 of Cups in reverse. You have the 7 of Swords in reverse. And the 9 of the Hermit. The Hermit card. The 9 of the Major Arcana card of the deck. Okay. 3 interesting cards there. And the 9 of Cups in reverse. Can I have 2 cards for clarification, please? A couple more cards. I think I'll take. There was, I think, 2 more cards in there, but I've already got 3 here. So, the Knight of Cups. You have the Page of Wands actually behind it first. Then you have the Knight of Cups. You have the 3 of Pentacles, 3 of Coins, and you have the King of Wands. And the Knight of Pentacles here. Another Knight here. The King. Knight of Pentacles. Okay, 2, 3 cards for the Knight of Pentacles here. Okay, this time I will take these 3. Okay, so you got the High Priestess in reverse behind the Knight of Pentacles. You have the 4 of Coins, the 4 of Pentacles here. You have the Chariot in reverse. And you have the 7 of Wands in reverse. Whoa, okay, so Capricorn. What are you starting off with here? What pattern is showing up in your life? And it's very interesting because I see here that you're beginning with the Page of Wands, and the pages in my deck, and it's in reverse here. So the pages in my deck are my inner children, our inner children. And we have more than one inner child. I know mainstream psychology likes to say we just have one. But I've been on this intensive healing journey, shadow work journey myself for 7.5 years with my own trauma coach. And I know that I have more than one inner child. And because there's a lot of emotions and different things that our inner children can carry, emotions, memories, and contracts and things like that they hold and they can express to us. And so what I'm seeing here is you have an inner child, a wand, inner child of the wand, and the wand is our creative expression. It's it's what we want to do for ourselves. It's something we truly want to, what we would have really wanted to do when we were younger, and a lot of us don't know or don't remember. And a lot of times it would have been something that would have been discouraged or repressed sometimes by our caregivers, because it's in reverse here. So it's a page that's blocked. And the reason why it's blocked, and it's the 7 of Cups comes up right after it, because when these little inner children, so imagine this is a child, this is you, 4, 5, 6 years old, and you knew what you wanted to do in life. You knew what you came here for. And And all inner children do, they're very intuitive. They know, they have a knowing of what they want to do. And oftentimes you hear them, you know, they'll say what they want to do when they're younger. And like I said, oftentimes it's shut down. And so here you are having this inner part of yours that was shut down when they were younger, and from taking their life into that direction they were meant to go in. And so our inner children need to do a lot of grieving. They have a lot of grief that they're sitting with, that we need to feel for them, that they couldn't feel when we were younger. And so it's coming up for healing right now, but it's blocked. And so imagine they're saying, you know, Capricorn, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I'm trying to get in touch with you. I'm trying to tell you that I want to heal. And maybe they have something more information to tell you, but you know what direction you're going into, but you're not hearing it. That's why they're blocked. You're not listening, because the Seven of Cups comes in here, and in an upright position. This card talks about, you know, look at these beautiful distractions here. Look at this dreamy rainbow-like palace in the background. I mean, it looks so dreamy and beautiful, like the world that you would want to go into, right? And it really speaks about all these distractions that are out there for us. I mean, just think of Disney World. It reminds me of, like, what a distraction. I mean, it's a dreamland, right? And so we have a tendency, we humans, to kind of live out in the outer world and get distracted by everything that's going out there, but we forget about our inner world. And it's not so much sometimes we forget, it's because we don't want to go there. We don't want to go inwards, because when we go inwards, this is where we're going to feel the pain of this inner child of yours, right? If you go inwards, this is where you're going to feel it. And so we have a tendency to be so distracted by what's out there, by what the outside world is offering us. And we don't want to go inwards. And this is where you're sitting right now. This is the pattern that's coming up for you. And it's not like you don't feel this, because you do, but you're blocking it with your distractions. And it's almost like a way, like, I'm going to numb it out, right? And the Seven of Swords comes in here. And this is in reverse here. And the Seven of Swords in an upright position is a card of this individual that has ran away with, it's called the Thief card, has ran away with all these swords. And you know, and look how he's just kind of holding them. He's not really, you know, being careful with them. They're kind of dangerous here. And so what are our swords? What are swords in the deck? Well, the suit of swords is our mental body, our mental thoughts, our mental opinions, or what we think about ourselves, what we were told. And this is the Thief card. This is the card, the thief of that. It's almost like he's stolen, but not really. He's just inherited all these swords and he's ran away with them. And this is in reverse here. And so you have, you know, you're very much, swords talks about our mental energy. So you're very much in your head, distracted by all of these things that you were told about yourself. And they're not true. But you continue to live your life by them. And you know, you're quite distracted and you're very much up in your head, I'm going to say, with all these opinions and these thoughts of who you think you are. And yet there's this little page here at the beginning going, wait a minute here, you're not paying attention to me. I know who you are. I know, you know, what you were supposed to do, but I need healing here. But you're so much in your head with these thoughts of who you are, and you're keeping yourself all distracted in your outer world that you're not feeling it. And it's very interesting because you end with, and it's no surprise that, look at this Hermit card that's calling you. This is the Hermit card that says, it's time. It's time for you to go inwards. And maybe you're feeling it. Because this is a universal force almost that's saying, it's time for you to go inwards, because you need to find out what you need to heal here, what this little inner child is trying to tell you, what direction you're supposed to go in. Maybe you're supposed to take you're supposed to take your life into some creative, different pattern, lifestyle you're supposed to go into. But you're too distracted and up in your head and believing everything that everyone's told you from growing up, that you don't realize that, there's a different truth underneath all of this. But in order to get to it, you got to go inwards. You got to get back in your body, because right now you're living up here in your head and you think this is your truth. You got to get back in so you can hear what this page has to say and feel what this page has to say. And then you're going to start to realize, shit, this isn't who I thought I was. So, what's coming up in your shadow that's driving all this? I want to know. Curious minds want to know. So, you have this 9 of Cups in reverse here. And this is this is you when you were younger. This is you when you were an adolescent. This is your individual that has put all these barriers in front of him. It's somebody, and it's a cup, they're cups. And so it's somebody that has literally, as an individual, it's somebody that has literally, in an upright position, it would be somebody that, unlike the Rider-Waite, where he's just kind of standing there with his arms folded in front of him with all his cups, his trophies, right? All his emotions. Our cups are our emotions. There are dreams. There are wishes. And so here you are as a child in an upright position with all your dreams, all your emotions accessible to you, all your wishes as a child. Turned upside down. You don't have access to them, right? You very much someone that would have become completely shut down because you weren't allowed. There was something that told you that you couldn't dream. You weren't allowed to dream, and that's why we end up very much in our heads. If we are completely shut down when we're younger by people around us that said, no, you can't dream. You're not allowed to have these, certain things. We will shut down. And I'm seeing here that, you're very much shut down. And here is this Page of Wands again. So I'm not sure if you noticed it. I noticed it from the beginning. But you have this page right here that you started off with, this little one that you're not paying attention to right near. Here they are right here. Here they are. And so this little page, this inner child of yours that had dreams, aspirations, emotions to share, wishes, completely shut down. And here they are. They took it on. They took it on. So I want you to imagine a younger child. I want you to imagine you yourself as a 4, 5, 6-year-old when you were completely shut down by people around you, by your caregivers. Told that you weren't allowed to feel, weren't allowed to take your life into a certain direction. And those would have been big emotions for you. Big emotions for you to handle at that time. You could not have handled them. And that's why we shut down. And then we have these inner children, these parts of us that hold these big, huge emotions for us to feel for them when we're an adult. And this is what's coming up for you right now. It's time for you to feel this little child of yours when you were 4, 5, 6 years old that was told they weren't allowed to feel, that they weren't allowed to use all these emotions. Maybe, that's not the type of emotion that a girl shows, or that's not, you're not allowed to show your anger, and then if you're a boy, well, you're not allowed to show you're not allowed to cry, or things like that, those kind of rules that we learn to, that were given to us. You know, all these things that we're told we're not allowed to do for some reason or other. And this part it needs to be healed. It's sitting right here in your shadow. And it's coming up for you right now. And then right behind this page, this inner child of yours comes this Knight of Cups. And the knights in my deck are, you know, here's your page, which is your, you know, your 4, 5, 6-year-old child. Well, this is an adolescent part of you, and we all have this part. This is the one that wants to be free. Who doesn't want to be free? And it's the part that wants to be free, to be authentic, to find their truth. And this is the Cups. So it's the part that wants to have freedom, to have authentic relationships, right? And it's right here. And so you've had this part of you all your life that's been fighting here to have authentic relationships. And remember, you've been shut down. Your emotions were shut down. And so this part of you is wanting to come forward and heal because it wants to have authentic relationships. But I think you've been really busy with being distracted from your outside world and not willing to go inwards. Here's the Hermit, right? To start to feel some of these big emotions that you need to feel right now to heal your inner child. And this this freedom fighter that wants to come forward with these big emotions. And 3 of Pentacles is here. And that's a card of getting support, getting help. And so I can see here that you didn't have this help. You didn't have the help that you needed to deal with these big emotions that came up. And when they did come up, to heal what you needed to heal when you were younger. Because, like I said, you were very much shut down when you were a child. And you didn't have the support. And then you end with the King, which is very interesting because the King is our masculine side to us. It's our ego self. When we are younger like this, and when we have these big emotions that need to be felt, and we're not allowed to feel them, and you know, you were told you weren't allowed to feel for some reason, well, you can become very angry and you can feel very hopeless. And those are big emotions that, you know, we have. And you're not, there's no support for you when you have any your emotions. You're not allowed to feel them, so you don't have any support. And so your masculine self, your ego self comes in and kicks in, the King of Wands here, and just kind of shuts it all down and says, you know, there's no such thing as creative expression. There's no such thing as taking your life into the direction you want to go to. And so you grew up believing that here's this 7 of Swords with all these, you can't do this, you can do that, you're not allowed to do this. You grew up believing that this whole thing about putting you first, and I'm not sure if they were putting you first and going into the direction that you wanted to go into, that was a creative expression of who you were, that was your true self. You grew up with believing and understanding that you weren't allowed to wish big. You weren't allowed to desire. You weren't allowed to have all these emotions or this feeling that you could ever do that. And that's why this little page that's coming out here saying, listen, I want to heal. I want to take your life in a different direction. I know you're meant to go into this other direction here. I can feel it here. And I want you to listen to me. But you need to go inwards to hear this inner child. But you're very much distracted here up in your head. And so what is the guidance from the tarot here, where then you have this knight in another knight here, which is, you know, the freedom fighter, and it's the Knight of Pentacles here, and it's the Knight of Pentacles that, so Pentacles is about the body, Pentacles is about grounding and getting back in your body and really getting in touch with your intuition. It's the part of you that wants the freedom to be able to feel this inner knowing, have this inner guidance, feel this intuition, have this is what this high priestess is about, and she's blocked right now. So there's the universe wants to take you in that direction of being able to have the freedom to be in touch with your inner guidance and your inner knowing. That's our feminine side. That has everything to do with our feminine side, because you have been taught here that, there's just this masculine side, this ego self that has really been in control in your life right here, that is directing you right now and keeping you up in your head and keeping you focused on your outside world. But you have this inner child that needs healing, and there's a call here for you to get back and to go inwards here. And so the universe wants you to realize that, you know what? They want to take you. Here's the freedom. Here's the freedom you have. You're going to get so much freedom to be the authentic you and find out who you really are and what direction you need to go into. And you'll get this by getting in touch with your intuition. And that's where the universe wants you to go. That's the feminine side you, but you only discover the feminine side, and she's in your body. That's getting back into your body, going inwards, like this hermit says. You have this Four of Pentacles here, and it's and the Four of Pentacles is in an upright position. It's a card of being very much attached to our material world, our outside world, being very dependent on that as our place that we think is going to give us the happiness. And I mean, most of us live by that. And it's not just a cliche thing. It's like most of us think that our outside world is everything, We just have to get on our social media and realize that how many people are attached to that outside world, which is so empty. And this talks about your attachment and how your outside world has become what controls you, right? There's this huge dependency on your part to really look at your outside world when there's this huge calling here for you to go inwards. And here's the calling for you to go inwards here. And it's the direction here. This is the new direction that you're being called. Your inner child is calling you in this new direction. But you need some healing here, right? They need to be healed here. You got to go inside, like I said. The Chariot card talks about in an upright position, the Chariot card, and it's a major universal force, the Chariot. This charioteer is trying to use his willpower to make these horses to make sure that they're wild, to make sure that they don't go, they're not even listening. They're going any direction they want to go in. And he's trying like hell, using his willpower to try to control these two horses. And this is kind of you, and most people, but Capricorn, it's kind of saying, you know what? This up in your head, trying to control everything with this mind of yours, with these swords, with this mental energy, what people told you about yourself. It's time now to go inwards and find out, who are you, who the real you is, what direction you're supposed to go in. And the Chariot is the card saying, you can't control this anymore with your head. You've tried all along to control this so much with your head. And it's saying, now's the time to go inwards. This card wants movement. It doesn't want physical movement. It wants inward movement, right? But there's a real hesitancy for you to go inwards, to take this journey, to go inwards. And oftentimes this might explain why. Because the Seven of Wands is coming here, and in an upright position, the Seven of Wands talks about this individual that has decided to go inwards, has decided to go on this healing journey, has decided, you know what? I'm done with this outside world. Here's the Hermit card. The universe wants you to go inwards. It's calling for you to go inwards. It's calling for you to heal this little inner child of yours right here. It's sitting right in your shadow. And here's this individual that decide, okay, I'm going to go on this healing journey. It's a journey that we take alone. It's a very lonely journey, this healing journey. And it's one that only we can take. There's no one else out there that's going to save us from this journey that we need to take. That's going to save us from ourselves, this pain that we have. And it also is a card that says, when we go on this healing journey, there's going to be people here that won't support us and won't validate us. And maybe there's a fear. Maybe you have that fear. Maybe you have that fear of being alone. Maybe you're sitting in a position here where you're not feeling like you are supported to do this, where you're not feeling like, you're going to be validated in doing this. But this is a journey that's only you. And Capricorn, that's what it's saying. This is a journey that you have to do it alone. And whatever that means for you. Because sometimes we think we are with people that are supportive and that are validating us and that are protecting us. And we realize that that's not even true. There are people sometimes that we need to walk away from and do this journey by ourselves. And this is a journey we need to take alone. Sometimes. So, yeah. And so that's what I have for you. I think there's a real call for you to go inward. So I'm going to give you, a playlist on grounding. Because I think it's very important that you learn how to get back into your body. And, yeah. And I'll leave you with your, October 2024 reading that I did for you if you haven't had a chance to see that one, Capricorn. All right, so I want you to have compassion for yourself for what you're working through. This is the most difficult journey of your life, but it's the most important one. And so I want you to take care, and I will see you in November. Bye.